Hey everybody. Like me, maybe you struggle to make time for God. Maybe like me, you believe in God, but you don't give him much of your attention some days. I encountered a simple way to help me spend time with God. I encountered a simple way to help me live the life of love of God's Son, Jesus. This simple way revolves around 3 rhythms: surrender, generosity, and mission. So for me, each morning I've been making it a habit to go through these 3 steps. The first thing I do is I put my hands up like this and surrender to God. And I simply say, God, I surrender my thoughts, words, and actions today. The next thing I do is I put my hands out like this. And I simply ask God to help me be generous with my thoughts, words, and actions toward others. And then the next thing I do is point my hands forward like this. And I say, God, help me to live on your mission of showing people your love, of helping people move from unbelief to belief in the love that you have for them and the way of love that you're calling them into. So it's surrender, open-handedness for generosity, and then hands forward for mission. And I got this simple way of just engaging with God through a group called Infinitum. I have changed a little of the wording, how I used it, but the basic concept I got from them. Infinitum is simply Latin for infinity, and it simply refers to the infinite or the eternal way of love that Jesus calls us to live. So why do this? By God taking on human reality, by him taking on human flesh like he did, he has already made his life of love a reality in our world, and he's inviting us to participate in it. Nothing stopped Jesus from living a life of love, not even death. So the kingdom or way of life of Jesus is available to all who simply would just step into it. Rhythm and habit and postures like surrender, generosity, and mission are simply applications to help you participate in the life of God's love. Think of surrender and generosity and mission as apps, right? If you think of apps on your phone, they simply help you to participate in a digital space that has a ton of information. One app just doesn't access all of the information on the internet, but an app helps guide you to specific information. So also living into the love of God can seem like a daunting task. Like it's this huge thing, like where do I even start? But the rhythm and habit of posturing yourself to surrender, to be generous, and to live on mission are like apps that help you direct you to engage in the love of God in very specific ways. Simply put, the mission of God is to love. That's the mission that he's on, and that's the mission he calls all of us to be on. Surrender and generosity are simply ways of capturing how Jesus taught people to just simply love God and love others. Surrender to God, be generous to others. I invite you to join me by each day simply waking up, and I invite you to make this part of your habit. So just before you start your day, just go through these motions in interacting with God. Hold your hands up and surrender to him. Hold your hands out to be open-handed, to be generous to others. And then put your hands forward to live on mission to show his love in the world. And to realize that life is found in his love. I invite you to join me in doing that. I'd also like to see and hear your experience. Which is most difficult for you to do? Is it the most difficult for you to surrender? Or is it more difficult for you to be generous or to live on mission, to have purpose in life? If you would, share your experience with me in the link that's provided here below. I look forward to seeing what's going on in your life and how you engage with God and how you're engaging with God. And hopefully we can take steps forward to engage with God in a deeper way by going through these postures and habits and rhythms of surrendering yourself to him, being generous to others, and living on his mission to show his love. I'll see you next time.